All right, so today we're going to remove the valve cover gaskets on the 2010 L322. We're going to first start off by removing the front. That's going to give us a room, and we may or may not have to remove this box to the side. That's going to give us room. Of course, we're going to have to remove this piece, but we're going to get there when we get there. So let's start off by removing this box. All right. We're going to move it on both sides. And we're going to start doing the left side first because it seems the easiest. And we're going to push forward from there. Also, we're going to have to remove the fuel row. But let's get there when we get there. All right, so remove the 7 millimeters from here. 7 millimeters. And then there's going to be a 7 millimeter right there. Right there. We're going to remove that. Finally, we're going to have this hose. We're going to pop it off. Press the sides. It pops off. And then we're gonna slowly rock it back and forth so we can pull this out. I noticed when removing it, you're gonna have this coolant pipe here. We're gonna pop it off from the manifold and it should be good. All right, so now that this is done, we're gonna start off by removing these boxes, just so you don't have to, but I feel like you may need to. Let me see, actually. All right, let me try removing this, removing the gas line, and seeing where we go from there. All right, I'll be right back. So this is going to be a T30 to remove the gas line, fuel pressure line, whatever you want to call it. T30. We're going to remove that. Then we're going to get some pliers, remove this hose. Once we remove this hose, we're going to start removing some connectors, and we're going to push forward from there. So I'll start off by removing this piece, and you kind of get tangled up over here because there's going to be a part right here. What I ended up doing was I moved that part up. Here, let me show you. All right, so it's going to fucking get connected like that, right? So pop this out, and then it's gonna have a connection. Pop the connection off, and pop the connection off. Pop this right here to the right side, and we're soon gonna do this part. All right, just stand by. We're gonna do it slowly. We're gonna move everything little by little so we don't get lost. All right, you guys, wishing you guys the best. Stand by. So we unplugged all of the electronics. Now that we're unplugged it, there's going to be a ground right here for one of the sensors. That's going to be an 8 millimeter. Remove it with the 8 millimeter. Once we do that, we're going to go over here, press this way. You see? Press it that way. And then we're going to lift up. It comes up. All right, also please make sure to remove the ignition coil connectors, and we're going to proceed from there. All right, and before we remove anything else, I'm going to let you guys know if we do have to remove this entire piece entirely. I know for a fact we're going to have to remove it here, but well, I'll let you guys know. All right, be right back. In order for you to remove this piece, you're going to have to remove this wire. This wire is going to be for the ignition coil, and right on the bottom is going to be for the fuel injectors. So boom, boom, slowly, right, little by little. Once you get to the last one, you're not going to be able to remove the fuel injector, the orange fuel injector sensor. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to move this up. Finally, when you move this up, you're gonna have clear space for you to remove that fuel injector. So that should be good. All right, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna have to move anything else from here. If not, then we're gonna start removing the ignition coils. Once we remove the ignition coils, I'll let you know what we do next. All right, you guys, be right back. So it's going to be a T30 to remove the ignition coils. After you remove one, place it right here just so you're able to pop it out, put it back, and then you put that screw back in where it's supposed to be, just so you guys don't forget, you know. Yes, we are going to replace the entire valve cover, but it just makes it easier just so you don't lose any screws. All right, you guys, now it's going to be time to remove this piece and remove the fuel injector thing, whatever. The fuel injector line. Fuck, sorry, I'm tired. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so that was a bitch removing it. Basically, you're gonna get the slide hammer. I'm gonna put a link on it on the description below. You're gonna flip this sucker upside down with the slide hammer. You're gonna attach it like this, and then you're gonna start fucking pounding out. When you start pounding out, that's gonna remove this. Start from here slowly. Of course, don't fucking beat on it. Just start hitting it, and then it's gonna get loose. Once it gets loose, start moving this piece more down, go to the second fuel injector and start doing the same thing until it loosens, and then finally you'll get this product. All right, you guys, be right back. All right, so I bought a tool to remove the fuel injectors. I'm gonna place it on there. Let me do the first one so I can figure out how to work on it. After that, I'll show you guys how to place the tool. I'll also link the tool in the description below. All right, give me a second. All right, you guys, so we're gonna both find out if this thing really works. So I already put it on there. Let's see if it actually, and it's working. Okay. All right, so it does work. I'll be right back. All right, so yes, it does work. Make sure instead of using a ratchet to use this, so you can see if it's not stripping or anything. As you can see how deep I went. Lastly, you're gonna know it's finally loose whenever, bam, it just pops out. All right, so this thing pulls it fucking straight, and you guys are good to go. All right, so now I'm gonna do the other side, and that's how we're gonna do it. I'm only gonna record here how to take off the fuel rail again, just in case you guys need help. But I believe it's gonna be the same thing, putting this thing upside down and then fucking smacking it out. You should have more room here than we do there because of this box. I don't know if I showed you. But yeah, I'm wishing you guys the best in the fuel injector changing. Not the fuel injector changing, the valve cover. And yeah, wish everybody the best. I will be showing everybody the torque specs and the sequences. All right, you guys, be right back. Have a good one. All right, you guys. So let me see. Let me clean this just in case. All right. So these we're gonna screw down hand tight on both ends, and in order for us to get the tool seated, we're gonna have to remove this. So we're gonna remove that. Then this thing is gonna open wide, hook on it. Once it hooks on it, you let this thing go and drops on there, and we're gonna place it there, and then we're gonna place the thing on top. All right, so let me place this sucker in again. Now that you remove that little guard, place this on top, let this thing drop, and then we're gonna place the flat board or metal flat plate. All right, so I placed it on top of it. We're gonna lay this flat plate. We're gonna get, let me see, one right there, one right there. Hand tight, remember, or fucking torque it as tight as you can, sort of like, watch me torque it. All right, okay. I cut off the video, I'm sorry, but that's it. So let me untorque it real quick. All right, untorqued, torque it. That's it. All right, now we're gonna place the tube. Stand by. I'm gonna place the tube on top, the washer, and the nut. And we're just gonna do the same thing. All right, you guys. Be right back. Do it slowly, don't do it fast. Take your time, man. This is your vehicle. All right, be right back. Again, right when you get about there, the length of this thing is gonna become easier to turn. And then bam, look, it pulls it straight out. All right, now I'm gonna do the final one, and then after that, we're gonna start removing this piece from the fuel line, and we're gonna remove this. All right, you guys. Again, be right back. Just in case, I want to show everybody how to do the rear fuel injector. So make sure you place the sucker here, the sucker there, and then the fuel injector there. Connect it. Now we're just gonna put the plate on there and tighten it down so we can pull the injector out. All right. So it is possible. It is doable. Okay, so it was a struggle, but I did it. Now this thing's loose, and we're good to go. Wait, let me triple check. But now it's loose, and now we should just be able to remove this and remove the valve cover. All right, you guys. So every single bolt is going to be torqued down to 13 Newton meters. And now let me show you the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's 10? 9, 10. Where's, should be 11. 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, that's how it should go. Remember, 13 Newton meters. You are gonna have to kind of pull this back, not too much, but just pull it back a bit. Lastly, in the owner's manual, stand by. Lastly, in the owner's manual, it says that you need to put a little bit of JB weld right here. Just, oh freak, you can't, there you go. Just a little bit there. And then a little bit there where you see the other piece that looks like it. There you go. Place it just a little bit there in between those seams, a little bit of JB weld, and you should be good. And then just install. Remember 13 Newton meters, and I already showed you guys the sequence. I'll be also posting the sequence inside of the video. All right, you guys. All right, I'll be right back. All right, now we're assembling right here in these holes, that one and that one. Make sure to put a little bit of oil in it, as well as a little bit of oil at the tips of the fuel injectors where that blue rubber's at, gasket, whatever you want to call it. So put a little bit of oil, dab it in there, and then we're gonna push this in, and then I'll give you guys the torque specs. All right, so the two middle ones, we're gonna torque them down to 20 Newton meters. Then we're gonna start off by doing the side 20 Newton meters, and then we're gonna do all four of them to 30 Newton meters. So we're gonna do 20, 20, 20, 20, and then 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Or you could do, well, what the owner's manual says, literally 30, 30, 30, 30. That's how they do a sequence. So the first sequence is 20 Newton meters on these two, then the outer ones, and then 30, starting from the end all the way to the beginning. All right, you guys, be right back. So 20 Newton meters, then 30 Newton meters. All right, you guys, so it was easy to put the fuel rail in, but difficult. So connecting the fuel rail was the difficult part. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to use one of these, press down as the force is going down, then the little ball that's inside of here is going to be able to connect inside here. And then with your right hand or your left hand, whichever you do best, you're going to be trying to tightening this by hand and make sure it's going in smoothly. You do not want to cross thread this. And again, as you're threading it with this and you're making that little gap, you're pushing down on it so it relieves the pressure, and you're able to tighten this up smoothly by hand. Once you feel like you can't tighten it no longer by your fingers, then you use this to tighten it. But again, it has to go in like more, like, I don't know, quarter to like halfway inside of here, just by hand, man. It's gonna be easy, sort of. But again, you're gonna be able to do that. And yeah, it was difficult to put it in this hole as well. I had to use leverage from here to kind of move it over, but it is doable. Right now, I'm just gonna put the coils in and spark plugs, connect all the wires, and I'm done with the left side. All right, you guys, be right back. Oh, and then there's a wire in the back of the fuel rail. Don't forget to connect that to the harness. All right, be right back. All right, so everything's connected. Let me see. Let me move this over. So, not this sensor, but right there, there's a ground connector that connects with these harnesses. Make sure you put that ground connector in. It's going to be right here. You can see a little hook that hooks onto it. Make sure you connect that ground connector. Don't forget. So now everything's going to be installed in reverse order. So I'm going to save these for last, only because I need to get new air filters. But we're going to start doing this side next. And we're just going to start off by removing all the sensors, and then we're going to proceed from there. All right, you guys, be right back. All right, so to remove the fuel line, you're just going to put something in between here and then pry it out slowly, not hard. You just keep prying. All right, I'm gonna remove that, and then I'm gonna install the tools, and I'm gonna remove the fuel injectors. All right, so I put the tool in, and now it's time to put this sucker on and push forward from there. So I'm not going to film the rest of these, so it's going to be basically the same thing for all of these. To remove the fuel injectors, I will be taking a video of the sequence, and again, it's going to be 13 Newton meters for the torque specs. But all right, I'll be right back, you guys. All right, so here is the schematics. 1, 2, 3. Where's 4? 4. Where's 5? Where's 5? Oh, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16, 16, 17, 18. There you go. So that's how we're going to do it. And remember, 13 Newton meters, and you should be all set.